2014 was a year filled with great highs and tremendous lows. From celebrating the triumphant run of the U.S. men's national soccer team in Brazil to reevaluating society following the Donald Sterling and Ray Rice scandals. 2014 had been filled with large mood swings. Unfortunately, 2014 will be most remembered for the bad rather than the amazing performances by the Seattle Seahawks, Madison Bumgarner, and the aforementioned USMNT.
Wait, what? Welcome to Coin Toss, guys. My name's Cam, this is Jarrod, and we're going to talk about our 2014 year-in review special. 2014 year, it was a pretty nice year in the world of sports. There was a lot of stuff happening. I thought there were a lot of surprises this year, and of course, if you want to talk about surprises, how about them Cowboys? Dallas Cowboys, man, people thought this was a team that was going to be in the dumpster, but here they are, Super Bowl contenders in the NFC playoffs, and that should speak to how good they've done this year.
Definitely the offensive line helped a lot. Got the running game going, relieved Tony Romo's worries, and it made everything work better.
Of course, the change in philosophy definitely helped Romo, and I feel like Romo is probably top 7 quarterback when you give him the run game and let him do his thing. Of course, we're talking about the Super Bowl. We got to talk about Seattle Seahawks against my Denver Broncos, and that's something not a lot of us like to talk about. But you know what? Credit needs to be given where credit is due, and the Seattle Seahawks played a very good game of defensive ball, and that's really why they won that Super Bowl.
Defense wins championships, and such a great matchup for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, it was.
They could cover everyone on the Denver Broncos side of the ball.
It was really a great matchup. But you talk about it, I think a theme was the whole of a team doesn't exactly equal the sum of the parts. We've seen that in some events, like the collapse of the Oakland A's, man. They had something going for them. They were the best team in baseball, and they make a couple moves to get great, but it messes up the chemistry completely, and they fall out of favor, lose the wild card game. Of course, Kansas City Royals, another great surprise of 2014. But I think you can also see that sometimes the sum of the whole is greater than, or the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And I think few teams exemplify that more than the San Antonio Spurs. You look at what they did, beating LeBron James, the Miami Heat. Of course,
LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, the big three.
All the star power in the world, and the Spurs were the better team, and that really showed in that series. Another great emphasis is the German national team. They have not really any superstars, but there's not a whole lot of weaknesses on their team. They're just a great all-around team, and that showed in the World Cup. That's why they're World Cup champions. You look at the Royals and the Giants. I mean, those were two teams that didn't have a lot of star power, but they beat teams like Mike Trout and the Angels and Clayton Kershaw and Zach Greinke and the Dodgers because they were a great team, they had great chemistry, and that's why we saw them in the World Series.
Madison Bumgarner, of course, had his 7 innings of 3-hit ball, his complete game shutout, and came in relief in Game 7 to clinch the World Series with the save. 5 shutout innings, amazing performance by him.
Exactly, and all, deserving of the Sportsman of the Year award. Perhaps the greatest World Series performance by a pitcher we've ever seen. And of course, with the way that baseball is going, or how long it's been around, that's quite the feat. It's something that you're not going to see for a while. So credit where credit is due to Madison Bumgarner. But of course, 2014 wasn't all peaches and cream. There were a lot of controversies, a lot of scandals off the field that really marred a great year in sports.
Definitely. We really had to reevaluate society after the Donald Sterling scandal, the Ray Rice scandal, and also the Adrian Peterson scandal, all dealing with either domestic violence or racial slurs. And it really put into perspective how we put these people on such a high pedestal, and they really have to be responsible.
We expect them to be perfect, but the other thing I saw with that was, I mean, the NBA did some pretty. Adam Silver set himself up in a good position with the way he handled the Donald Sterling case, but of course the NFL made fools of themselves with the way they handled the Ray Rice case. That's something really interesting to go forward. But 2014 was still a pretty good year for the sports fan. Now we're going to count down what we think is the 2014's top 10 plays of the year. So I'll let you start it off.
At number 10, we have the Marshawn Lynch 79-yard touchdown run recently versus the Arizona Cardinals. It really reminded us of his beast mode run in the NFC wildcard game a few years ago.
Few things exemplify beast mode more than this run, and this is why you have to love Marshawn Lynch, because he does stuff like this. Of course, if he does it against your team, you probably don't love him that much. Number 9, Paul George pulling out the dunk contest material in a game, 360 windmill dunk going against him. It's just beautiful to watch it, and it's a phenomenal feat of athletic ability. You love to see it.
It's a shame we can't watch him play this year with his ankle injury.
Yeah, speaking of which, best of luck to you, man. We wish you all the best in your recovery. We'll move on to number 8 by Mario Götze.
Götze? I don't know how to say it. It's a coin toss, really. Let's see. I think it's Götze. Okay, well, it was versus Argentina in the World Cup final, 2014 World Cup final, 113th minute versus Argentina. Lionel Messi, best player in the world, trying to win his first World Cup to get on that level of Pele, the best player in the world ever. And it really was a clutch goal.
It's the definition of clutch. It's about as clutch as you can get. Credit to him, it was a great goal. Germany was definitely a team that really deserved to win the World Cup. Number 7, Kemba Walker. When you made Michael Jordan laugh against the Chicago Bulls, you know you've done something right. I mean, you watch this play. He sent Nikola Mirotic's ankles all the way back to Montenegro with this one and sends him to the floor, drains a three-pointer. Just absolutely beautiful, which moves us to number 6.
Number 6, the John Wall circus shot versus the Bulls. Crazy behind the back while falling down, and he got the foul for the three-point play. Amazing play. I don't know how he did it.
I gotta start watching the Bulls more because it seems like lots of spectacular things happen against them. Number 5, not really a play in of itself, but it's something that's absolutely spectacular. Clayton Kershaw, not a perfect game, but about as close as you can get. One of the greatest no-hitters we've ever seen.
Really helped my fantasy team, too.
And we know fantasy baseball. That's life right there. So, I mean, it was great. Best pitcher on the planet. Of course, it's against my Rockies, but great. Credit to him. Credit where it's due. Number 4.
The Robin Van Persie header versus Spain in group play at the 2014 World Cup. Really single-handedly ended Spain's World Cup with his diving Superman-like play. It was beautiful.
So majestic, like a bald eagle. Of course, it needs its own poetry. Number 3, Yoenis Cespedes makes you question how far a human can throw a baseball. That's plain and simple. You watch this play, you're thinking there's no way he's going to get this ball in time, but absolutely incredible throw.
I wonder if he yelled Hail Mary whenever he threw that ball.
Maybe it's like Kobe, you know? It's, just absolutely incredible. Move number 2.
Number 2, we have the Damian Lillard buzzer beater versus the Houston Rockets last year, first round of the playoffs, with .09 seconds left.
Yeah.
Ridiculous shot, three-pointer, and really sent the Rockets.
It wasn't an average three-pointer either. This was fade away, way back three-pointer. But of course, if you watch sports in 2014, there's one play you're going to remember, and it comes from this rookie of the New York Giants, who's probably already more popular than his soccer-playing counterpart. But Odell Beckham, we are not worthy. We are not worthy. One-handed, 3 fingers, questioning the laws of reality. Just
definitely.
Absolutely incredible. So that'll take us to the end of our 2014 year in review. It was a year that had some ups and downs, but I still think it was a very good year to be a sports fan.
Definitely.
A lot of interesting stuff happened, and if you're a fan, you're like him, you know that 2015, we can't wait for it. So I'm Cam once again, he's Jarrod, and we are signing out on Coin Toss.